Alright, it's time for Team Battle Hecarim. And to your surprise, he has a lot of them. Hecarim is probably one of the champions with the most team battles. And the most losses, too, that I actually uploaded. Anyways, I think my masteries in this one were 9, 21, 0, and I took the wrong runes, I believe. Attack damage red, attack damage quince, armor yellow, magic blues, I believe. I didn't take movement seed quince, though, by mistake. If I had taken the right runes, it would have been armor pen red, movement speed quince. Either way, start off blue. I picked Hecarim because the rest of my team pretty much insta-locked their crap, and I decided, oh, we're going to have Illusion bottom. I guess the team is kind of balanced, and we need an initiator tank to blow everybody up. Nope, we have a Zyra bottom lane AD. And yeah, that's not going to go so well. Either way, I start off, to get level 4 so I can get my Q at rank 2 and actually deal damage. Bottom lane gets into an engage. The trade kills, and Illusion kind of dies like a bitch. So, yay, delicious farm. Delicious gold. So I get some gold. I go back, and this lets me, this is going to pivot, pretty much pole vault me towards level 6. And level 6 Hecarim is brutal as fuck. And of course, the enemy Rengar is kind of stuck between me and Lucian, and he just explodes. Dead kitty. So, Hecarim. People keep asking, is Hecarim still strong? He really isn't. His latest nerfs kind of brought him down a notch. I mean, he was never really, quote-unquote, strong. He was hyper snowballing. Like, he would just become ridiculously insane and just murder the shit out of everybody. And if he got fed, he would just, continuously, he would take so much punishment and then just slice people in two. So he was one of those type of champions, hyper snowballing, murder the fuck out of everybody. But if he didn't snowball, he was just kind of there. He's a selfish tank. This is one aspect, something people need to understand. A lot of people got offended last time when I said it. He's a selfish tank. He doesn't have any crowd control. His aside from his ultimate, but that's his initiation. His E doesn't count that much. So with no crowd control, he comes no peeling. He has no peeling, so therefore he's a bad bodyguard. He has a ridiculously high gold requirement for a tank. So, I don't know. Just watch what happens. I'm pretty sure you can tell what's happening by yourselves here. Fight happens between me and Hecarim. We use our ultimates to dodge. He tries to ult me. I use my ultimate to dodge him, and I just cut him in the back. Anyways, I'm building Spirit of the Ancient, the Lizard Elder, which is actually not that good anymore for him. I made the mistake of rushing it. I probably should have just rushed Trinity Force and gotten Spirit of the Ancient Golem instead. Though I learned that mistake here. As I said, Hecarim is a selfish jungler, a selfish tank. He doesn't become tanky by himself. He needs his items. His W requires his teammates to pretty much attack the enemy for his own benefit. His biggest issue is the gold cost. Like in every single fight where I gank, I want to take the kill. I need to take the kills. I can destroy entire teams by myself if I'm fed enough. So he taxes lanes a lot. He pushes lanes. He tries to steal as much farm as he can. He is one selfish motherfucker. But yeah. So as to what is his strength now, why is it worse than before? Well, they nerfed his damage all around. They nerfed his W. They nerfed his cooldowns. And thus they made him even more expensive. And even then, they made him more expensive, and they made his super godlike healing worse, which was his only form of, sustain in team fights, which in turn, once again, piled in more gold cost to him in order for him to survive fights and deal damage. Of course, with levels and gold, he tears people to pieces. Okay, so here's the sad part. I go in, pick up 2 kills, and then I decide to leave. And then their enemy Hecarim comes in and kills my teammates for a double kill. Yeah. So, we've got 2 pretty fed Hecarims running around. it's gonna be a pretty bad situation. The enemy Hecarim bought Phage first. Now some people have been asking me, well, Stonewall, why don't you buy Phage first? Because I don't like it to buy, and even with the buff. However, on Hecarim though, it does seem like a reasonable first purchase, and I probably should have gone with that. You know, Spirit of the Ancient Golem, Phage into Trinity Force, something like that. It seems like a smart choice on Hecarim, and learning it from this opponent, you'll see how it ends up serving him later on into the game. Aside from that, I wouldn't really purchase Phage as a first item for a lot of junglers. I would rather, kind of stick with the cookie cutter. Phage is strong, I'm not doubting it, but not everybody needs Trinity Force, or you're not going to get as much gold as a jungler to get Trinity Force and put it to full effect on a lot of characters. I mean, on Udyr and Hecarim, and I guess Skarner, it's fine. But not on everybody. Here, Tower Dive, Lucian survives. A whole mess shit. Well, he dies eventually. I guess Nick Knight actually killed him. But all hell breaks loose. Or all hell broke loose. I'm surprised none of my teammates died. So, the game is pretty much still even though we have 12 kills. They're only about 3,000 gold below us, so it's not a big difference. Our bottom lane is fucked up. You can see that Zyra isn't going to do anything. It's building something stupid as fuck. And now they died once again. I ghost there trying to see if I can kill somebody. I jump on a Lulu, just dice her, and I don't manage to kill her. I could have ulted her, but I didn't want to waste just in case. If I had used my ult and gone in, Hecarim or somebody else would have shown up and probably had destroyed me. So it was just a safety precaution. I didn't want to, remove my only form of disengage if all hell went, if all hell broke loose in a tower dive. So, Hecarim, he still snowballs well, just not as he's just not as uncontrollable as before. So I guess that's a good thing. But it truly did make a unique champion feel a little bit more underwhelming. Snowball heavy, but not as not as safe, fail proof. How do I say it? Not as foolproof in solo queue or in snowballing games as before. Now I have a Trinity Force now. Of course, the enemy Hecarim still hasn't built it, but he's tankier with Spirit of the Ancient Golem, and that's gonna help him out. You'll see eventually how his other build is gonna help him. I mean, the other items he builds is gonna end up helping him. I should have probably purchased Trinity Force, Spirit of the Ancient Golem, and then Randuin's. That's what the enemy Hecarim ends up doing, and it's going to serve him well. Here, this was a massive miscommunication. I thought we were backing off, and the Annie just went in and died. Sadness. So now the enemy team is basically equal with us, just 600 gold below. Team fighting is going to get hectic. But as you can see, by the amount of time remaining in this video, this is a fucking long match. We catch Hecarim, we try to fight him, CC him, slow him, do everything. But of course, he's pretty big and he's pretty fed. It has activated snowball mode. He can't fight us all by himself, and in team fights he is going to be menacing, but he's still shit to list. Okay, that was actually just a terrible way to say it. When it comes to team fights, he isn't going to be as big of a threat as he used to be before he got nerfed. He's still going to be menacing, but he's not going to, grind everybody to dust. Oh yeah, here's another problem with Hecarim. He inadvertently kill steals people. Though, he wants to get kills, but still, you kind of starve your AD carry or your other important characters. Though, I don't know if China still really likes him. I don't know if they still play him after he's been nerfed. Back when everyone was like, oh, nobody uses Hecarim in competitive, the Chinese like to use him in competitive. And I could understand. They like to make plays, they like to dive, they like to, just fight all the fucking time. And Hecarim is kind of always ready for a fight, especially with his ultimate. His ultimate is arguably one of the best jungle engages in the game, simply because in combination with his E, that's a long distance, or a large area covered. Press E, go, and use your ultimate. In this case, I went into a fight, fucked up, I couldn't kill, what's his face, Lucian. And now I can't escape. So I die a pathetic death. Sadness for Hecarim, no for Hecarim, ow. So, in down goes Hecarim. Their Hecarim is fucking destroying my team. I'm happy for you to say, oh, it's just a normal match. Even normal matches can be difficult. So don't, especially if your teammates are like 80 Zyra. But I digress. Everyone's building Trinity Force because it's because of recent buff. It's really strong. It's kind of cool. It's mostly because of the phase change. I mean, the Zyra building it is just stupid. Me building it is awesome. So, dive in. We easily kill their Hecarim. Well, slash. Now he's dead. I ult in, try to get to Diana. I was hoping to probably get Lucian too, but they split their ways and Lucian gets to survive. Keep that in mind. If you're ever being chased and there's no way of fighting back, you guys should probably try splitting up. Or if anything, one guy can try to make themselves the sacrificial lamb. Because if you guys go together, it's a good chance they'll probably kill both of you. So here, my Lucian fights the enemy Rengar. He uses ultimate. Oh boy, he escapes. So in comes barreling down the enemy Hecarim. Bam! Slams into Lucian. In comes Rengar. I go towards the Rengar to keep him away from Lucian, but he gets CC'd unfortunately. I do everything I can. I kill the Rengar, but as you can see, my mana is pitifully low. And the Randuin's Omen is actually what's causing me to get fucked up right here. I cannot fight the enemy Hecarim without mana and him having Randuin's. So he kills me and he runs the fuck away. So now the enemy team has the lead, but by only a little bit of gold. Yet my team continuously decides that death is preferable to living. Friends or not, this game they don't seem to be trying that hard. So fight happens. Enemy Hecarim pretty much obliterates the Zyra, and then Rengar comes in, pretty much cherry picks the shit out of that. Then I try to chase after Rengar. There's no use. Go right in. In comes Annie, and Annie's the one who gets to blow them up. Go to hell, Rengar. Hecarim explodes by a hoof in the spine. Oh no, actually Annie killed him. With flame to the spine. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, keeping that in mind, now we get to push, sort of. 4,000 gold, well, 3,000 gold ahead. It's not too bad. We can still make a comeback. Our item choices are pitiful. And by the way, all those, whatever somebody called Genki Damas from Lucian, are pretty much just low replay bugs. That didn't happen in game. I go right in, I don't give the best ultimate, and nobody fucking dies. In goes the Thresh. In goes the rest of us trying to, pick up the fight. Thresh gets killed. I get killed. Zyra gets killed. In goes fucking Annie. Run, Annie, no. Okay, my team gets aced. Fucking, I was like, imagine that. Annie walking down the street, just all quietly, nonchalant, and then a giant horse comes in and steps on her head. That's how I imagined Annie dying. By the way, it's not looking good for my team. We're pretty much everybody is feeding in some way. I'm not, but it didn't help that I took all the fucking kills. But I'm Hecarim. It's most of that is unavoidable. It comes with the champion. So he is a pretty big gamble now to pick. Not as super hyper snowbally as before, and still as greedy as ever. A greedy fucking jungle. So I hope to catch him doing, Baron, but nope. They're trying to bait it. They're trying to find somebody to kill. Zyra uses E for some reason and gives away her position. Then Lucian wastes his ult and, he gives away his position. I catch them all. And I had Randuin's of my own. I ult them, and we were able to actually destroy the enemy team. We caught them and wrecked their asses. So, then here comes the other mistake. We don't stick together. I get stuck with a shitty Zyra. Then she dies. I die. In goes the Annie. And Lucian wants some blood. Nothing doesn't work out. He goes a little too far and gets his ass blown the fuck up. But we've pretty much lost our Nexus turrets. So there's pretty fucking little hope for us to win, or isn't there? There's 45 seconds left in this video, so you can make some predictions if you want. I was hoping to try to stop him at Baron, and then I try to escape, and I fuck up my ultimate, and I die. And of course, the enemy player is like trying to be all cool and everything, saying "Goat ultimate," but he sucked dick anyways. Sadly, we lose. We lost. Bad plays everywhere. Fed Hecarim can't really carry that hard anymore, nor should he. No, no. I mean, if I get fed, I probably should be carrying, but still, sadness. Sadness for all. And Hecarim continues having a negative win ratio for the team battles. Honestly, I think you can count how many of his videos are actually losses. I think like